Yeah, and shake it. Jam as if you don't care, shake it. Put your bum sit down low and shake it. Rock it to one flow and shake it. Africa sugar, shake it to make it sweeter. Shake it.
Yes, people, always trouble. It had a curry today. It's Real Talk Live on a Friday night. We waited for Chica to come back in. We have Sweet Ham that come to make things sweet in the backstage. And we discussing the retirement age. Oh God, they want to carry it up. They put in you in bondage. So as we wait for Chica, we're going to bring out Sweetheart here. Let me see what's going on here.
Good night.
So later a curry. It had a curry.
It had a curry.
I see people lie down on couch. I see people lie down on bed. I hear people head on desk.
Well, what we gonna say?
So if you're not joining us, we have Sonali. We'll bring Sonali backstage to fix her. You know when these ladies have to fix the mics and stuff. So we waited for Chica. Sonali will be back with us. Yes. And we want you guys to tell us what is your view on this increase. Yes, Sonali coming back here. The increase of the retirement age. So that was the talk a little.
They're gonna kill me. You know what it reminds me of? Be the movie. When the little bean Barry ball workers said that when he was getting the orientation.
Oh,
Workers said that, it reminded me of that immediately. One time.
So all later that man come and had lunch with me today. You know? And the place in the comment section, big up Killer Bella on the inside. You ever see big man can't make? He can't make with the box on there. And the place in the comment section. How was the meal today from Bertie Meals BTG Limited? And remember, it's inflation, nothing Friday. And to tell you how the man belly full, the man forget to buy it up. You know? The man reach home and remember he had to buy a top up. Yeah? So we wait. And let the people let them know. Chica coming in here now. We have Chica on the forefront here. When Chica comes in, she'll give us a rendition. So Sonali, really, I have something for you all to listen to. And when we come back, we will discuss it. So we're going to look at a clip. Right, so if you're now joining us, it's Real Talk Live on a Friday night. Big up Andy Milan inside.
In place to possibly increase the retirement age in this country. Finance Minister Colm Imbert said this is one of the recommendations to deal with the deficit between contributions and benefits from the National Insurance Board. The minister, who was speaking in the Senate on Tuesday, added that discussions have already begun with trade unions on the proposed move.
The government has commenced stakeholder engagement with respect to increasing the retirement age as proposed in the 10th actuarial report. So far, the minister in the ministry has met with the NUGFW and a meeting with the Public Services Association is being arranged.
Mr. Imbert also denied that government was considering increasing individual contributions to the NIB at this time, which was another recommendation put forward.
The question of increasing contributions, that is something that we would wish to avoid unless it is absolutely necessary. And I want to reiterate, as I said in the answer to the previous question, the investment income of the National Insurance Board in 2021 was sufficient to cover the difference between contributions and benefits.
Mr. Imbert noted that the investment income was $1 billion, which he said was enough to cover the deficit between contributions and benefits.
Doctor man.
I have a question. If all of that is going on, then shouldn't all the politicians be retired by now? Nah, because last I checked, they are part of the community of Trinidad and Tobago.
Right.
I will assume that their salary is contributing to the National Insurance Board as well. So,
Really?
which means I would like to believe so.
Right.
That everybody is supposed to contribute to the National Insurance Board, right? Once you are a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, everyone who is making a salary, whether it be public sector or private, contributes to the National Insurance Board. So, which means in turn, every man jack, whether it be UNC, PNM, the Green Party, the Navy Blue Party, every man jack supposed to be retired. Everybody's supposed to be getting that nice little package of a cologne of Brute, a little cake from Kiss, a little cheap flowers from a florist.
It's all good. Moving. Eloquent.
It's an honest question.
Chica, where's your vibe? So when Chica comes back, she'll give us her rendition. So Sonali,
Yeah.
they're sending people back out to work at 60, right?
You know what?
Please in the comment section, people, what is your view on the consideration for increasing the retirement age to 65? And Andy, let me know how you feel about that curry. I tell you, Andy couldn't make with this curry. Oh, boy. And we want to extend in advance our heartwarming, heartfelt big ups to our East Indian community in their Diwali celebration as we move forward. Yeah. Interesting.
Now, I'll be honest. People who work for themselves, who provide a service to the society, aka farmers, right? Some, I would say some generals of the defense force, you know, if you are healthy, first and foremost, willing, right?
Right.
Then you can continue if you wish to.
Right.
But don't come and tell me who have plans to retire early, that if it is I am giving service to the government and the society of my country, that is my love form of patriotism, you can't tell me, hey, hear this now. You have to break your back in the hot sun up until 65. First and foremost, I might be black, but I just burn too easy. So no. Don't come and tell me no. Right? I don't have my 30-year plan, extra 5 years or what, but I'm a person, I would like to enjoy life. Since I know myself, I like to enjoy life. I like to be able to say, yes, I had a fulfilling life. That rat race, what people running in this day and age, I'm not for that. This millennial is not for that rat race. I don't mind working. I love working. But I can't see myself running this rat race, constantly getting up. It is a, nah. I want to be able to, when I reach a certain age, I can travel and see the rest of the world. If Christopher Columbus could travel the world, who is me?
Well, we really know if you really travel the world. That is what they say. So, Andy is saying BTG bills on a rated scale. What? Wait, hold on, Jack. Yeah, the man properly well filled. And on the fourth, if you look into the bottom of the screen, so I wanna bring your attention. So we're gonna pull this away and we're gonna drop to the bottom of the screen. So to the bottom of the screen, on the 4th of November, we have the sub sandwiches available. So Sonali is gonna give you guys a little preview of what these sub sandwiches is about.
Well,
Yeah, give me it.
I get on this spot. All right. So we already know what these sub sandwiches are because thanks to Subway, but I don't know if people really notice. Some of those veggies don't always be appealing. They don't always be fresh. Right? So we have the Hero Sub, which is cold cuts of turkey and black forest slices.
Right.
With lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, onions, the pink onions, and a very special sauce, a sub sauce on it. Right, and then we have the grilled chicken, which you'll get fresh, real chicken breast. Let me say it again for those in the back.
And you listen?
Fresh, real chicken breast that was grilled. Right, placed on your sub. And then we have the ham and cheese, which is, I think it will be the most classic sub you could get. It is ham layered, and people are talking about ham.
Real ham. Not fake ham.
Not fake ham. Ham. Christmas is coming. Ham with cheese, tomatoes. You have the options of adding
as we speak, I am eating. So as Sonali, as the time progresses, we will be going over we'll get into the in-depth of the sub sandwiches on the 4th of November. So if you're now joining us, and we have Chika here to grace us with her 2 cents. So Chika, they're here. Give us your 2 cents on the increase of the retirement age.
Well, I was saying earlier that, trying to say earlier that Sonali asks a very important question because
we understand. Yeah, we understand how it goes.
So to reiterate is that the ages of our parliamentarians technically is retirement. So that's basically what Sonali was saying.
Yes, and the same said one who was given the address. If you watch very carefully, this man has a liver spot, and we all know liver spot starts from the age of 65 onwards. And this man is covered in liver spots for the past 10 years. And they have grown progressively over the years. So you can imagine what his age is like. Our Prime Minister.
Very
No, let's not lie. Let's not lie to the public. I born and met him over the age of 60. Right? I born and met him over the age of 60.
Andy, let us know what is your view on the increase of the retirement age from 60 to 65. It's considering. So they're considering, yeah? Oh, Andy don't order areas, but wait. Anyway, I actually paid for my subs already. I have I actually paid already in advance for my subs, sorry. Andy, you need for this time, trust me.
And Andy, you need to say if you want onions with yours, with that ham and cheese, if you would like chef onions with that.
Andy, let me get to the point. I placed my order already. We have orders inside for this sub. So people, if you want to know, on the 4th of November, if you look to the bottom of our screen, you will see BTG Limited presents subs on Friday, the 4th of November, 2022. Turkey, cold cuts, Hero sub sandwiches 45. Grilled chicken sub sandwiches 40. Ham and cheese tomato sub sandwich at 35. Place your orders. Call 346-8730.
Jammers, if you don't care, shake it.
But you guys get that out, right? So, if you're now joining us, we are discussing what are your views on the retirement age being considered to be changed from 60 to 65. And he say he need all of them to go. Oh, Lord. So it turned into a sub advertisement. So yes, people, it is a stone throw away. So technically, or you all place your orders, I've already placed mine. So Andy, I want to get this straight. Place in the comment section. You want one of each? Let us know so that we can add it to the list as soon as humanly possible. Right, so we'll take a little break. And when we come back, we will get into the nitty-gritty because Sonali said that, some of the parliamentarians are at a certain age. But I not even concerned about there as we the same Trinidad, bread done butter. So we will discuss on what you think are the positives or the negatives of increasing the retirement age when we come back. Andy saying onions. Andy, do you want 3 subs? Let us know if you want 3 subs. When we come back, people, we will be dealing with it. Yeah. When we come back.
The woman you catch me with in the bed.
Well, it's not easy, though. I don't know. This curry have people lying down still, though. People telling me, boy, they're bed. I understand. So if you're now joining us, it's Inflation Nothing Fridays. Remember to top up with Burn Team, where it's safe, easy, and convenient. You can WhatsApp 346-8730, and we will discuss how payment should be made based upon your availability, whether it be online or cash. So when we come back, we will be discussing the pros and cons of, the increase of the retirement age from 60 to 65. When we come back, trouble in the dance. But remember the club.
A Grenadian girl talking she own way. Trinidad people start to mock she carnival day. Canadian woman talking she own way. Trinidad people start to mock she carnival day. She renting a room in Coca-Cola Trace with bugs and cockroaches all over the place. Ay, 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 ay. The Canadian shout. Up come the landlord, madam. What this noise about? Landlord, if you want to know. That's why me have to borrow so. Me now want to hear you, Mr. Len. You are keep your house like a big pen. Trinidadians they like nothing better. They singing it over and over. Well, now that is back. Ole.
watching the camera there. So Daddy just watching the camera, I understand that. So all the way back inside.
I love vanity.
You know the
Excuse
system
me,
go.
vanity.
So as we move forward, right. Nicely. Think how we feeling here?
Well, hanging in there.
Yeah. How the curry went?
The curry
For
good,
you.
man. I have my next box waiting for after the live.
Right.
And if I'll be able to this afternoon, I was able to, I don't know what struggle Andy had, but I was able to eat all mine.
So yeah, now imagine as we on the topic of food, we promoted this up too, but you know what I'm saying? Imagine a big man can't finish the box, boy. I telling Andy, I say, Chica eat the box there and could I start the next one?
Nah, don't try.
You fight up with the box, boy, and you was struggling in the booth.
I couldn't start the next one. I couldn't start the next one.
Andy, to tell you how Andy struggled with that box. Andy didn't even get to finish the bus up shot, but he had bus up shot remain. Remember, he's the man with all that double bus up shot?
Nah,
The first
Andy,
set of bus up shot. The first set of bus up shot, he couldn't finish it.
But Andy, you can't tell yourself you're wasting food.
No, he said he have food to carry home. He wanted food. That's why he ordered that amount, because he didn't want to cook.
Food. Very right. Well, I must say, I know myself here that people, after a while,
that is a big stuff.
But
no, but still,
No, when I tell you stuff, he could not eat all the bus up shot in the first wrap. Remember, he ordered double bus up shot.
Well, finale is either we greedy or Andy just ready to run the race.
I don't think you're ready to run the race, no? Andy boy, you might have to train a little bit before you can run this race with us. Because I finished my box. Yeah, I belch and I roll to the side, but I finished my box clean.
I don't understand that one, and I still
comprehending now. He real struggle.
That's alright, Andy. Alright, at least you.
So Andy said he's placing his order. He just has to say he wants all. So that's 3 subs. How much subs is that?
But we'll confirm that.
Yeah, you're sure it's all to say, or he talking about
you maybe the onions before we say there.
Ham and cheese, yeah.
What I mean?
The man say you want all of them.
Nah, that's the politicians he's talking about. You're tired of
all of them need to. Or you politician, I feel you want all of them. So if you're now joining us, Chica, what is your view, pros and cons with the retirement age? Big up short Queen Seamar. What's up, girl?
No, I have no problem with the government increasing the retirement age because I'm actually seeing that we have an aging population. People are living a little bit more longer, a little bit more healthier, for want of a better word. And so the majority of us between the age of 60 to 65 have the capability to work. Right? And what happens sometimes when people retire and they don't have anything to fall back on, any job or anything to fall back on. It may have 1 or 2 persons who may get back into the working sector, the working force, but then some may not have that privilege or opportunity or anything like that to get out there or to do their own thing, right? So then they start to deteriorate mentally, physically, and so much more, right? So Andy's saying all our parliamentarians need to go, and the increase of retirement age is a violation on our rights. So our rights is that and then it's a choice too, because if you want to my series resign,
which is true, but I believe something like that should be a choice.
Because right now pension.
Yeah, pension isn't much to survive on, really and truly. But I would say you could leave it at the 60, but give people who are in some public sectors and the private sectors the choice of going to the HR and saying, here what, I would like to put in more service, more time of my service to 65. Because it will have some people who really, like I said, dependent on it. And then it have those who already have plans and, they want to move on to something else for themselves. Or like how I said, I would rather travel the world at a certain age, I would like to enjoy my downtime. That chance of not having that full-on responsibility again, and contributed my 30 years or more to the government and the development, I should say, not the government, to the development of my country. So that is something that they should actually look into, because it have very few countries where they allow people, they give a certain age limit, but you have to go to your HR and say, I want to give more time and to my service. Is it possible that, okay, can I have the full 5 years extra, or can I have at least 3 years extra, 2 years? Because you are entitled to early retirement once you make your years. So what is the issue of being volunteering enough to say, here what, I want to contribute more? Don't make it mandatory, because everybody is different and people will contribute in their own way. We have to understand the type of society that we are in and the different way the economic status and so forth of people are. So government should really come to the public and ask.
And there are some persons who are receiving pension, because right now pension is really 65, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but they would have increased that, right? The pension age. So now it's 65. So when persons retire at 60, what is going to happen between 60 and 65 if they have no plan? And then there are still some persons who are at the age of 65 because of maybe the job position that they had before. They didn't have a lot in stock, a lot of money to say, and here what, I can live for the next 20 years, right? Without depending on any government funding or anything like that, or grants. So, $3,000. So some persons still over the age of 65, persons still do go out there and work. Yeah. And I think that the government knows this, and that they understand that here what, 3,000 could only take you so far per month.
True. That is so true.
Now the argument will be what will happen to the younger population in terms of, because I remember when I was in secondary school, maybe even primary school, younger persons were already complaining, hey, we're not getting jobs because the older population is staying on. They're not giving us the opportunity. They reach retirement age and they're still coming back.
No, that is so true, because that is one of the cons. And that is one of the biggest cons, because if it is you allow these people to stay on to 60, their retirement, and then of course some of them might have to stay on to train the new replacement, and then on top of it too, next thing the question or the normal comments you would normally get is that, well, we didn't get a replacement as yet, so you have to hold on, and you always have to hold on and hold on. So what we'll do is put it now as a contract, and we will renew your contract, or here what, you will just work for the 6 months, then you renew the contract, you work for a year. And it always goes like that, because in my area, in my expertise, most people do not retire until like 60, and then from there you get contracts to train your replacement, and then lo and behold, there's no replacement because the person is either not coming, nobody is applying, or nobody is qualified enough. But there are people who are qualified and who are applying, and most of the time is because
qualified, exactly.
Most likely the links, the little links that they
Yes,
That is
and
so
in
that's
addition to
policy.
that, because they may, in addition to that, they may not even take on the younger one, because the person that has reached retirement age, when they place them on the contracts, they pay them less. So they say,
Yeah.
okay, we don't less money out of our pockets. So
Yes,
that's
that's
another thing that happens
true.
too.
And that is,
So I
but
think when
I
it
don't
comes
know.
down to it, it's all about the money.
It's
It is
always
all
about the
about the
money.
money.
Always. If it is you could get
Because
labor for cheap, anybody
yeah,
would take it. Always. So
and you
that
see
is
that
every
they want to
chance
give
that you have.
the option of letting persons increase their personal contributions, then they are considering that too. So that is telling us something. And maybe the employers
We
might even pay
broke,
it
boy.
less.
Nice for putting on the pension fund broke. Hey, yeah. Listen, Andy agreed with them ladies and them, you know, they take home. You just know when people broken, right? Uh, you're broken, the pension fund broken. So in that particular clip, he did go on to say that we are $1 billion in deficit to meet the needs of our current pensioners based on the current system. So for whatever money they have in the pension fund,
They have the billion
we are at a
to cover.
billion in deficit to meet currently the persons who are receiving pension and that type of thing. So you're just saying we broken, you know, after we
No
get every
shame.
4%. So
No shame in it. There are other countries that are worse off. There's no shame in saying
most
it.
countries are seeing this problem with the aging population. Most countries, because there's not enough money to pay at the first of every month based upon how large the aging population is at present around the world.
Yeah.
So there's only two options. One, we increase the age, so half of them might die before they reach 65, right? Or we increase the contributions to the healthy working class to pay for the pension. That's the
Yeah.
reality.
And they know something, they may decide to even so when they raise the retirement age to 65, it's only matching the pension that the age of the what the government has in place. So after they do that, they may also look at increasing pension age and not just retirement age. And sometimes people maybe not think, they might say, oh God, they're raising the retirement age. But it may also lead to raising the pension age. Instead of 65, it may go to 70.
Yeah, so that is what people have to bear in mind. So with
Because look at
this,
how many centurions we are having now. Persons are
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, the
yeah,
reality,
very close to.
the reality is, people, where are our priorities at the ages we are now? Because if today we hearing this at the ages you all are now, we maybe have to really address the cash we could be having moving into the next 15 to 20 years, because it may not have a pension.
pension plan.
And we cannot be dependent like that at that particular age.
Exactly. We are more
So
vulnerable
what happened on the
because
fourth one? Let me get this fourth out. Let me get the fourth. Chica, where's your sub choice? Let me hear what
well,
Sonali
I
saying.
will be
What is the
taking the
ingredient?
heroes and the grilled chicken sub. I
don't
heard
think
you
my
speaking
order.
about you placing your order, and you didn't mention that I'll be placed. I have already placed my order as well. Right, so
No,
people,
well,
my
I
order
say
has
my
been
order.
placed.
I'd say the ham and cheese.
Right, I have
I
also
don't-
placed my order, and I've also paid for my order. Right, so my order inside, and people be just saying, I was trying not to be greedy. I was like, I have to be. I was working it up and I didn't. But you could still buy 3 subs, right? Don't feel shame. Don't feel ashamed. You can still buy your 3 subs for yourself. How you feel like doing it, right? No shame in the game.
Yeah, no shame. You can eat 1.5 at lunch, and then the next one at dinner, and then a half at fast snack.
So you talk live to the promotional campaign for this stuff. So
there's no shame. There's no shame.
Let's say look to the bottom of the screen. So let's get down to the bottom of the screen, and here's where the air is red. It's where you can place your orders right here.
Get it
here.
The reason why our pension fund is running low is because business owners are paying. Okay. I
would say broken to break open.
Yeah, I don't
not
agree with that really.
Not all
I would agree with the broken part. I agree with the broken part. Because if you have money, you could pay. Right? That's like anything. Like you're going to the grocery, right? You know how much money you have kind of average to spend in your grocery. So you would know what you could afford. And that is basically government spend. Right? Government spends. Government doesn't create money. And the reason why they could get money is because they have the ability to tax. So, the tax revenue, remember that the tax revenue is not even coming up to scratch for some of our basic stuff. Because there are not much people to tax at this point in time.
Yeah.
So, when I increase the age of retirement as well, I could now tax those at 60. And that would add on to me at least maybe 100,000 people or more. And if you think about 1.something million and you have over 120,000 people at 60, and then you add a tax, and then you check the revenue based on that tax, that would help fund the retirement as well.
Okay, so Andy is saying I'm not paying, but maybe they are part of the country because we know that
there are some I had a feeling that's what Andy was trying to say. And there are some businesses that they say they put it on your pay slip that they are paying NIS, and then
they are not.
I don't know,
I can agree.
Maybe the ancestors and the spirits talk to you. Some people got to find out when it is they retired. Some people actually went on maternity leave to come and find out, hey, wait a minute, I've been working how much years and I don't even have the contributions enough to go on maternity leave, and they have to depend on whatever grant or so that is given from the government when it is you go on maternity. And then hope and pray if it is you have a partner with a working job, that could take care of you and your child for the next 6 months while you are on maternity leave. So there are some few, that is why I just always encourage people, check up on your NIS, check up on it always. Yes, they might be putting it on your payslip. If you're collecting a payslip, go in and check always. Because speaking about this, just yesterday, I am walking down Mokorapo Street. So over here, 2 elder men actually asking, how much contributions can you make in a year? Because they actually want to, from what I assume, what the conversation being my typical Trinidadian self, and not being Makoish, but happens over here, you're talking loud. They want to pay it off, because if this is the discussion that is going on, they themselves want to ensure that when they reach at this age for pension and it's time to collect and they put in the paperwork how much years in advance, they have something that they can collect. So there are some people, and even self, if you're not working or you don't have a job that is paying NIS or you're self-employed, you yourself can get an NIS number and contribute yourself. Because remember, they cater for all rates So you have to go in and find out where you fall in and pay your contributions, whether it be monthly, if you want to pay it quarterly, or if you want to pay it annually. So that is the thing about it, and not many people know that. They'll just say, well, I'm not working. So, and they think that they're going to get something,
Exactly.
by the time they reach a certain age. Because, why? They might be a housewife and they saw their mother or their grandmother happen to chuck away money somewhere, and that's what they live on. But money then is not at the value of what it is today. So,
Exactly.
I think people need to really pay attention about this, honestly and truly. And one thing I would say I will agree with, if they want to raise the contributions, I am all for it. Raise the contributions. But just give us an option about the age. That is all.
Yeah. There should be an option. And I mean, some persons, they take it upon themselves to take an early retirement. They may not wait.
Yeah.
So I think even though the government is looking at increasing the retirement age, it's still going to be left up to persons to make that choice whether they work out.
Yeah.
Right? I think that option will still be there because we know a lot of persons who do take early retirement anyway. So I think that choice is still there. Right? But just make sure when you make that choice, think about, are you able to sustain yourself financially for the rest of your living on this earth, your life on earth. So just think about that. Once it is you secure financially, you will be good. And then they want to be healthy as well, because they don't want to be that money that they have, they don't want to be going to deduct all the time to pay a sort of unwanted, unneeded, unnecessary medical expenses. So then it will be all in vain. Right? We ain't want that either. So just take, some people really love the downtime. Some people may choose to volunteer. Some people choose to travel. Some people choose to do a whole lot of things. But make sure that you're financially ready. Especially like, we got a pandemic. Make sure that whatever hits, you're ready to face it. That's what it is.
Well, they should not only just that, because before the pandemic, a lot of people used to complain about by the time they got to retirement age and then they have to wait for pension and all of that. The amount of years and run around, worse yet, if it is you are working in a government office, you have years to wait before, you can even see $1 from your pension also. So, you have to take that into consideration, along with having enough to say, in case if that happens, and with a pandemic too, or should something World War III break out, I could survive at least for the next 5 to 6 years from whatever finance that I have put aside and grow and have working for me, to sustain me, my family, if you are the breadwinner, or so forth. So a lot of things need to come into consideration, and just not think that by the time retirement reach, I could just put in that paperwork and I get through. It's not
and
so.
Relax back. It's not that.
Yeah, a lot of people just get hit in the face with that a lot. So. Because I watch that
and things are really bad. Things are really bad right now. So people think because even like the disability grant, students getting on the buses for free. All these different things. Now we see even pensioners, they have to pay now $25 to use the boat. They would have been able to get onto it free. So that is, those people didn't talk about that, but that is another thing that happened that shows that we are not so much in a good place as we were before. And that's why we should not take anything for granted. We should not be ungrateful. and truly be thankful for what we are receiving, because if we were in another country, as I said, education, healthcare, transport, a whole lot of things you would have had to pay for. It would not have had any free. They are still handouts. It have persons who get school grants, dietary grants, a whole lot of assistance. Where's the money coming from? And people think that, okay, well, I'm a taxpayer, but how many taxes are you paying that can sustain the persons that are unemployed, persons who are really unable to work, right? So, I mean, come on, people, let's really think about it. So, and he's saying should be told, and business owners are not held accountable for not paying NIS. They should be fined. Right? Now, the thing is,
they do get fined for it. You do get fined, and you, depending on how much employees that you have and how much NIS you're supposed to be making on their behalf, you can actually end up in jail for it. But because it is not reported, because it is up to the employees to make that report to say, here what, my boss, CEO, whoever it is that's supposed to be making the contribution, they are not. So if we, the employees, do not bring it up, then business owners are not going to be held accountable, and they will continue to get away with it no matter what.
Yeah. Right, so we need to hold them accountable.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that we hold things, that is our duty as well, to make sure that things are going right, things are up to standard. Right, some persons may not even have to even go in to know that their NIS is not being paid. Right, just saying, because they know they know where to say work the situation and all of that. So, I mean, but it is good to check up, as you were saying earlier. People need to check, because it's only when push comes to shove.
Yeah, we need to check. I like how the young ladies and them saying check. And
you have to check it, but it is your future. You have to take account for your future.
This is what I am liking about the ladies, telling people to check on their NIS now. Let's check. We have to check. You see that bank account? Because COVID came, and I don't think we learned the lesson that COVID brought in. I saw persons cooking and making things and creating stuff in COVID and looking at the dollar differently. And as soon as they let the dogs out, they get them. Who let the dogs out? Speak and not speak. There's a statistic in the States that says the average American cannot afford a $1,000 emergency. 80% of Americans cannot afford a $1,000 emergency. So I decided to do a little survey on myself today. So this was myself asking myself today. I just asking random people. If you had an emergency that cost $2,500, you need $2,500 right now as an emergency. Do you have it? We talking about checkup on NIS. If you have an emergency now, $2,500 is the cost of the emergency, you really will buy NIS. You feel your NIS contributions going on somehow help. And I think our financial education is really poor in our country. Because we would speak about what the government has to give us. But for our, as Andy said, the job for the businessman and the employer. So think about how we just talk. We're talking about checking up on what the employer is supposed to contribute. We're checking up on what the government is supposed to contribute to us. But do we check up on ourselves what we have to contribute?
No, I did speak about that. I did say whether you are employed or
No,
self-employed,
listen,
you know,
do
that you
we
make your
have
own
right
contribution.
now? Think about this now. You're saying it, you know. You're saying it, but
Mm-hmm.
let me think about it. Do we have 6 months of expenses set aside, right? You see, because we easy to talk.
With easy access
You
to it.
understand? It's easy to say certain things about
No,
check up
I am
on
asking. No, I'm asking with easy access to.
Listen to me. Anytime I say to any person, do you have 6 months of expenses set aside? It has to be liquid. It ain't supposed to be tied up in no share, no stock, you know. Yeah, like one time. 6 months, liquid, one time. You don't want to tie no paper and all kind of thing and one ask and then they tell you come back and they pay a penalty and a fee. I ain't talking about them kind of money. You understand what I mean? So I did ask persons today, you know, if you have a $2,500 emergency, you could meet that like no. So we don't really have, and even for your little business or whatever you're doing, we don't set up stuff like that for our personal selves, but yet we expect an entity to have our back when we don't even have our own backs ourselves. Think about it. Anytime something happens where it has like pension or whatever, you see the lines by the bank. It is saddened me, you know. You know what it saddened me? That this hour, sometimes I reach, all you know, I hour, so I just reach to work whatever time, right? And I am seeing persons at a certain age, that hour in the morning, lining up by the bank on the first. And that is the only egg in the basket, you know. That's a sad stage to reach. And I think we as people should try to at least alleviate that. Yes, you're in a country that have pension, but what about Afghanistan and pension? What about Libya? What about Yemen? What about West Africa? You know, pension. Think about that now. So we live in a country where we could talk about contributions, but there are lots of countries in this world that don't have a pension scheme, you know. We're fortunate to be in a country that has that, and we could benefit from that. But there are lots of countries that they don't have no contribution and pension and 60 and 65 and so we have to ask ourselves, can we now think differently when coming to the future? Everybody know I have a figure to chase. I always chase a figure. But the reason why is because let's just say another COVID come. It had people, needed that government assistance to eat, You know what I mean, chicken? You know what I mean? It's like you needed it. And it was young. It's not like it was 60. You needed it because without it, you couldn't have passed 4 months without putting food on the table. We saw it. All of us saw it. I mean, all of us saw on the Facebook and what happened to certain people in COVID while we was making doubles on lives. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was a little rough for us, but it wasn't that bad, yeah? We still eat and do all kind of things. So, I mean, can we know what advice you'll give to the people in closing? So, what advice ladies you would give to the young? I won't talk about food there yet. Like the young women, young men, Andy. What advice you would give to a young person now stay in the street?
I'm trying to get it right words. Hold on. Okay. For young individuals, I wouldn't specify whether male or female or so. We really and truly, we saw what the pandemic did for a lot of people. Even I firsthand, well, I can't say firsthand. I should say I had front row or at least second row seats to seeing what it did to persons, especially in terms of finances. Yes, you may have a bank account, you might have access to some money, but you see, having that liquid cash, finding some way of having the cash work for you to grow and multiply, and find a way to get your money to work for you and grow. Right? Somehow always keep your cash liquid, like how Nam Lion said it, that your emergency, that God forbid something happen and you really need to say, I need to take out a $3,000 now to either go by the doctor, to do this, to eat or whatever. You could have your account, you could have your money working for you, and to have your cash liquid. Don't depend on government handouts. That is the best way I can say. Don't depend on the government handouts, because right at this moment it's not guaranteed. The time in which you will get it, you will suffer and dead. I find it blatantly as best as I could. You'll suffer and dead. And there's no guarantee of getting it, because they could say you don't qualify for it. So ensure that you at least have multiple access to cash to survive, and have more, I would say have more than 3 months worth. Just rest down, be strict about it, and have at least 3 months worth. That is the best I can put it. I don't know if you have something else to add.
So what I will say in addition to that, right, because reality is a lot of persons live paycheck to paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of persons, they are on minimum wage. They work for minimum wage, so it's really going to be paycheck to paycheck. So look for what is needed, another stream of income, and use that other stream of income. As you said, let the money work for you. So, go to a credit union, and that other stream, build your lines of credit, so you build your account there rather than in the bank where they're taking out all the money for whatever reason, for this, that, and the other, right? So find other streams of income, see what is needed, because sometimes when you have one income, and don't live above your means either, right? Don't live above your means. And I think that's the other thing that happens sometimes. A lot of times people live above their means, so they overspend. They spend on things that are, nobody not saying don't treat yourself once in a while or anything like that. But sometimes I think it might have something called over treating yourself, that when you're done it, you really just end up paycheck to paycheck and you have nothing, no cash reserve. Right? So, and they're saying save more while you're young and create an opportunity for yourself. Right? So while it says you may be employed, whether it's by the government or private sector, whoever you're working with someone, you can also do things that will ensure that you can create another form of income, just so that in the event something happens, so just the fact that, hey, we may not have that pension around, government pension, create your own pension plan. Review, research, who is the best agency that you should go to, really keep current and see what will work best for you. So, just a second, Lion. Sonali, are you hearing what I'm hearing?
No, it sounds kind of muffled. Like, both of you sound a bit muffled in a way.
No, actually,
okay,
I'm not.
No, I'm hearing Shamika, but I'm not hearing Lion.
Yeah. I'm back in.
Yeah. So like develop a strict financial education, like really
Yeah, we
educate
need to be
yourself finally.
financially educated.
They don't teach it in school. The accounts that you think that you might be doing for CSEC and A levels is not what is being practiced, I should say, is not being practiced out here at all. So, people, please, it's not hard to go and talk to a personal banker or any financial institution. It's not hard to get the audio books to read. It's not hard to go and ask a business person who have, some better knowledge. Educate yourself. There's always say ask questions in order to educate yourself. That's how you show intelligence by asking. So
right?
Develop a serious financial education.
Before we go, do not ever listen. Do not ever retire.
Lion, we still not hearing you.
Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing him.
No.
Right. Are you hearing me, right?
Okay, so not everybody hearing.
Okay, I'll come back.
Shamika, you heard him?
Yes, I was hearing him.
Okay, so I'm not even hearing. I'm not even hearing you now.
Oh my. So Andy, maybe you can state if it is you are hearing or not hearing me as well. You may see my lips moving. So you all know how it goes, little technology just take you different places. Oh my gosh.
The curry, maybe. That could be the curry.
So, Sonali, are you hearing Lion and I now?
Oh, they hear me? Yes, correct. Be inside. Be inside. Right.
Sonali looks like she's not hearing, but I'm hearing you and you're hearing me.
Right. Nice. So, what I would say is, do not ever retire. Right? The word, don't retire. Always try to be productive.
Yeah.
So we're talking about cash. But money or whatever would be the exchange later on in the future, whether it be digital currency, whether it be paper, whether it be centralized currency, whatever that should be trying to bring on stream. Right? The more productive you are, the more income you would bring to yourself, and you wouldn't have to worry about if the money going and run out. Because all we hear it is you have a retirement fund and this fund's supposed to keep you till wherever. We don't know if the money that we're using now would be a lower value and we need to produce more. And I don't think that they'll have an age where you wouldn't be able to produce, whether it be a digital content, whether it be open your own little something providing food stuff, a little mini mart, and you have employees. That's being productive. You might be able to do the hard labor job. You understand? As a younger person would, but at a particular age, you still should be able to be productive. And when you are productive, just like how you are the curry there, something go follow the curry. And if it is you reach a stage where you're 65, you now can tell an employee how to make the curry to your liking. You could still lift up the spoon and taste it and say, yeah, that's it. That's how I just make it. Right? And then some young person would be able to cut up the chicken, and you still be productive, at whatever age it is. So sometimes we try to limit ourselves with our age bracket. So we call our age bracket, and all of a sudden we attach feebleness and crook stick to whether people in the 70s the CEO of companies, you talk about me, you know, what life you have in you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
we put ourselves as if when we hit a certain time stamp, because it make us the candle on the tying of candle on the birthday cake. That's it. You have to be productive. And once you're productive at any age, you will achieve an income and you'll be able to sustain yourself. Because unless you have $300 million resting in some kind of income growth fund where you're making 2% on and you can live on that, that's different. You could have your own retirement from every time since I 35. Right? You can have your own retirement. You know, you might do a less stressful job that you enjoy. It don't have to be a big money in the bank, not everybody, you know what I mean? It don't have to be
Yeah.
you know, you say, boy, I go do a little garden, I go sell my produce, I go look past all in the market. It have, once you're productive, you will attract money at any age, right? So I think that keeping your mind fresh and keeping your mind young and being productive, you will be able to survive. And if she can, I think Sadali say World War III, I tell you, if we really have a World War III, the money in the bank can help none away. The pension fund that you have with Kinko, Ajiko, or Tatel or whoever, that would be jack. If they have a World War III, nuclear war, what would matter most is if you know to survive on the land. It won't be about the money you make. Trust me. People will sell the car for a plate of food in them kind of timing.
Yeah.
People will sell their soul
It
for
will be
a hot
about
meal.
survival of the fittest.
Yeah, it wouldn't be about how much cash you have. So don't let them fool you and
That
say,
and
oh, they have a
also
bunker
barter
here
as well.
and they have 100 million. So that money
True.
wouldn't mean nothing if you have
Could
a
this
world
just
overnight.
disappear?
That money
Yeah.
wouldn't exist.
It's like it
Trust
didn't
me. Don't
exist.
feel it, you're
Yeah.
secure. So if we're talking about at a different age in life, we should try to be as productive as we can, and we could try to add to society, and you will always have an income. It might be the biggest, huge income, but you wouldn't have to. I think if you're thinking about pension, it should be supplementary, right? Even if you have a private plan or a company plan or government pension that you're hoping, that should be a supplementary to another stream of income because you can't live on that money. And time that $3,000, it might be down to
Yeah.
25, and then they would have some kind of basic income, 1,000 or 1,500 or something like that. The money would be able to purchase that. That same $3,000 might be able to purchase in the next 15 years $1,000 worth of food. So we know how far that 3,000 might reach. You know, so let us not focus on what the handout the government could give, and we can focus on planning and developing a strategy to supplement our lifestyle when we reach a certain age. I think that should be the focus. No. And the subs that coming in on November the 4th. Andy, so place in the comment section, Andy, where's your order? And we can wrap up and call it Harry. I'm going to be talking about these subs for the whole weekend. It's a long weekend, and so that we could get the orders in. You see these last minute things people get on with? It's last minute.
A lot of
So I
people
only have
want
one
to
thing.
yes?
I think you can go type in my order. So Andy, place in the comment section where's your order. And we out with that. Be productive at an older age. I know it have people running companies at 70 something. So if them could run companies at 70 something, we could be productive. I think each of us healthy enough. And I think we could. That is something I think you should aspire to be running a company and run it at that age. It will keep you sharp, it will keep you, you might be a little crabby, but at the same time, it would be nice to know that at that right age, you can still add to society and still supplement your income if it's still a future. Yeah? Yeah. It was nice to know, Chica. Anything else you want to Chica, you buying 3 subs?
No, I already said what I'm having.
Yeah. And you buying 3 subs, you're gonna let me know. That you real. So good.
Like you buying 3 subs, you asked everybody, you buying 3 subs?
I feel I'm gonna be buying. I think I'm gonna be buying it 3 to 3. You see here what's going on? You see there's something, if all now joining us, we're talking about the 4th of November, we have in subs. And I think I need to taste all so that I know which one I like the best. I taste all, so I feel like tasting all. Yeah.
Yes, ham and cheese with everything, Andy.
Ham and cheese with everything. We could discuss that everything. So as we hear, it's any double meat in these subs, like does it have a double meat requirement? We want to be called people doubling things now. So what is the cost of the double meat or the extra meat? So let's say I buy a ham and cheese. The double the ham. What will be the cost? Extra.
I will let you all know in the morning, but I'm just gonna ask. If some people know they can't finish, or they doubling and they know they can't finish.
Listen. You cannot have a try.
Careful what you ask for. Alright.
If a man wants to try, let the man try. At least he buy and he try.
I'm not saying no. I just saying be careful what all they ask for.
So see that double ham. I'm gonna take a double ham. You get this thing here. So
things that will be taking place here.
All your place in the comment section for listen this live again. Sub on the 4th of November. Double meat, it will be televised. How much extra for the double meat? I want to know, so we can bust out.
We can bust out. Let me go have shrimp to go and finish it.
Alright. So have a good night. This is Sonali backstage. Chica, anything else you need to say?
Well, people, don't forget to top up with Burn Team Global Limited, where it's safe, easy, and convenient. Anywhere, anytime. And don't forget to still inflation, nothing Friday.
Thing real selling. That's up selling all evening.
Yeah, don't worry, you have you all covered over the weekend.
Yeah, we straight up there. We real top up, we ram up for the weekend. So they come at we. People can buy we out. Yeah, this is
same thing. Andy, we will call to clarify what that means.
Alright, Andy, you go deal with it. Alright, Tika, you want?
Yeah, have a safe weekend, everyone. Have a safe weekend.
So, all easy. Who said, Andy, I think we can try all the songs tonight? So, it's your boy. The ladies are out. And remember, on the 4th. On the 4th of November, we have in our subs, we have ham, we have turkey. We will place the flyer on the page so they can see exactly what they're getting in the sub. I could not even tell Sonali how the food tastes because it was selling top up, so it's inflation, nothing Friday. All we was topping up the place for the evening. And remember, any purchase of $100 or more, you get $10 free credit. Only remember, it's a 2-step Saturday, it's a lion, then all you know the thing that goes, so you know we're going to be touching base. And if you need to place your orders for your sub, it's 346-8730. You could WhatsApp that number. And we do have WhatsApp buttons on all our flyers and on the top of the Team Global page. You can use that WhatsApp button to get your information. So then we go on and have a blessed and safe one. You know, the thing set is your boy, them girls and them powder in the nose. I seen somebody looking to pull open the shrimp curry. So now I still see you back there. Have a good one, people. You know, she's showing me the bottom. So have a good one.
show.